On this episode of Podigious.
Skullgravon, I'm your friend!
Asher, you're on the worst team.
No!
But you know that. You know it in your heart.
This may be our dirtiest episode.
I don't know if it's the dirtiest episode, but I think it has the highest count of me saying penetrated.
I need your password.
You can use mine to get on the internet.
Podigious.
Welcome to Podigious episode 309.5, when you play the game of feedback.
Beelzemon Showdown feedback.
Recorded August 3rd, 2016.
Podigious is your critically nostalgic, analytical tour through the Digimon anime. I'm Jeff Ruberg, and I'm joined by my fellow Diginomes, Ashley McDonald.
Hello.
Good response.
I cannot today.
Asher Softman.
That's me.
Oh, man.
And a silent Asher Softman. Why do you...
Did you forget
Softman
to
bros
pronounce
are the
my brother's
same.
name at this point?
And the silent Andrew Softman. You have the same first letter. It's confusing.
Okay. Ashley and I have the same first three letters.
It's...
In fact, you have pronounced our names in such a way that we were both like, I don't know which one he's talking about. Like, talking to
Ashley. Okay.
Exactly.
First off, we have some quick Podigious announcements. It's mostly... Okay, so here's the deal. I'm hoping, and this is, first of all, it's just a hope right now, that we're going to, for the rest of summer and the rest of Tamers, lead into having weekly episodes. Not just weekly podcasts, but weekly main episodes. So the ideal up until this point has been like once every 2 weeks, and then the feedback episodes in between. But what I'm hoping to do for the rest of summer until we finish Tamers is actually main episodes once a week, which will mean a much more accelerated format, this is why I'm like letting people know now, because it will mean instead of having basically a full week to get in feedback for the feedback episode, we'll still be doing feedback episodes in between, but I think they'll be a lot shorter, and it'll also be, you only have a couple days to get them in. Like, I think the schedule that I have planned out now is that episodes will release on Wednesday, and we'll have the feedback episode out the next Tuesday, which we'll record on Sunday. So you'll have between Wednesday and Sunday to get in feedback. So that's a change. I want to let people know in advance now. So the next episode planned is 310. Out next Wednesday, and then 311 will be out the Wednesday following. So anyway, but that's not completely set in stone if you have followed the history of the podcast and delays and stuff. But so the main thing I want to announce was just that the sidebar on the site, so if you go to podigious.com and the thing on the left will say when the next episode is going to be. And if it's a feedback episode, it's going to say when we're going to record. So it'll tell you like when you have to get feedback in if you want to be on the episode. And it'll also, if it's a main episode, like that'll be the day when it says the main episode's out. That's the day you need to get in fantasy draft picks by. And that sidebar is going to be updated. So like if it seems like if I can tell a couple of days in advance it's not going to be ready on time, I'll update that and let you know. So check podigious.com, sidebar on the left, to get a sense of when things are coming out. We'll also do better about reminding people on social media, like if there's an episode going to come out in a couple of days, we'll remind you to get in fantasy draft picks, or if we're recording feedback in a couple of days, let you know to get in feedback. And yeah, so that's all we have for announcements. So let's go into iTunes reviews. I figured since we're not catching up on iTunes reviews at all, I figured we should do 2 transcribable reviews per episode. So here's the first one. Asher, do you want to read it?
Sure. This is from Alex the Great with 3 T's in the USA. I look forward to it every week. I love all the sections, RDD, Podigious Reacts, on point with discussions. I thought it would be a boring podcast, but I was proved wrong. I always look forward to the podcast every week. Keep up the good work.
So now here is the transgarbled title.
And they do all week.
Okay.
All of the sections love RDD, Podigious Reaction.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Thin arguments.
Okay. You're getting a little feisty there, Robotmon.
I was proven wrong. Boring podcast with an S.
What? Because I didn't pronounce it this way when I was reading it, but it did say but instead of but. Like you can't.
There was two T's.
Yeah, it said but as in gluteus maximus.
Yeah, so I was proven wrong. Boring podcast with an S. Okay.
Always. My weekly podcast.
I love the irony of that. This is totally a weekly podcast. Totally.
We're real good at the weekly podcast.
So weekly.
The Tao of Good Death, and Seduce.
Okay, that was something. I don't know how they got that from Keep Up the Good Work. I think that was from Klingon. Slang in Klingon introduced Tao of Good Death and Seduce. So I also wrote down all the different, like along the way when I was translating back and forth, variations of that butt/ass line, because they were all, it was really hard to choose. Okay, here's one of them.
I boring pod was proven wrong, appeared with ass. Pod Bortomius was proved wrong. Boring ass I was wrong. I was wrong as boring.
That's a good one.
Wrong ass.
The boring ass I was wrong.
I like that one too.
My boring ass was still wrong with.
Okay, I don't know if the poor one's going to pronounce this one correctly.
All of your boring is always wrong.
It capitalized wrong for some reason though, so it's just like, all of you are boring ass, always wrong.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, transgarbling. Okay, and the second one?
From Kawaii Risachan in the USA. I really like how they analyze Digimon from an adult perspective, and all the hosts are very entertaining. No complaints. Smiley.
He said smiley made it sound so much creepier.
Smiley.
Smiley. Smileys are creepy.
I always forget to like actually genuinely react to the actual reviews here because I'm like always thinking about in terms of like preparing the Robotmon one. But yeah, thank you very much. We appreciate that you appreciate the show and everything. And
You think that we're good adults?
I think it's funny that, you know, that Jeff is assuming that these people still listen to our podcast. These are from quite a while ago.
I hope so. But yeah, people, yeah.
Throwing down.
I don't mean it meanly. I just mean that audiences change. I don't listen to anything I listened to in 2015.
Maybe you're just a fickle person, Asher. No?
Maybe.
Okay, so the new title, instead of Great Podcast, is now...
Great podcast.
Yeah, that never really changed. That apparently is universal between all languages.
Cool.
I thought, like, there was some slight difference that you were trying to point out, and I was like, was there a difference? I didn't hear a difference.
Okay.
Digimon is really analysis for adults.
Okay.
Oh, is it now?
Robotmon sounded a little drunk there, saying adults. Adults.
Adults, Digimon.
All the hosts are very interesting.
Can't even say interesting.
Interesting?
What is
Where
wrong
are
with you,
we
Rowan?
now? Don't you bring our favorite word into this.
Or complaints.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
the smiley got eaten.
Yeah, it did.
It's a parentheses now.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the iTunes reviews. If you submit an iTunes review, we'll eventually get around to transgarbling it and having Robotmon say
You have
it.
to
A year later.
Yeah, you have to hang on for a year.
Well, hopefully doing 2 episodes, we'll catch up sooner.
But then what will we do? Then we'll be like, oh, now we ran out.
Then we will write our own fake reviews of our own podcast.
Oh, yeah. We'll just transgarble our own.
I'll just keep making iTunes accounts.
Shh! Don't tell them that, Kawaii Risa-chan. Oh, oops! Sorry, I wasn't supposed to say your code word, your code name. No, we're not making fake iTunes reviews. iTunes, if you're listening, we're not doing it totally. Anyway,
I mean, I don't even know how I would do that, so.
I'd have to create fake email addresses?
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of
Yes.
effort.
I know how to do. I have like multiple iTunes accounts because I have. Because of getting Japanese stuff from the Japanese iTunes store, and I briefly considered like, should I leave a review for the podcast? Is that crossing a moral line? And I decided not to, because I still don't know if it crosses the moral line or not. I'm still undecided on that. But I figured since like it would be the only review in the Japanese store, it would stand out, and I'd feel bad about it. But I hope there actually are people listening in Japan and want to leave reviews because that would be awesome.
Yeah, if we get a review from Japan, we'll just be like, we made it.
Review shite kudasai. Anyway, now we are moving on to Digimon news, and there's been, oh my god, so much Digimon news. We're going to mostly rush through this because there is just so much, mainly there's so much because there was Wonderfest. I don't really know much about Wonderfest. I just know there's a lot of Digimon news and it's associated with this thing called Wonderfest. There was also Digifest, which was the like Digimon Adventure themed event thing on August 1st. I don't think it actually was on August 1st. I think it was the day before in Japan. But yeah, there's lots of news. There were figures that I just wanted to like briefly go through and see if we have any reactions to, because some of them are really good. I don't know if any of us are going to buy them per se, but There's the Lilymon and Mimi figure is up for pre-order now, I think is the deal. It looks like a cool figure. I just don't think Ashley and I have too many figures already.
Yeah, this is not the one that I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna buy
but
more
it's
figures.
cute.
It is cute. And it's a nice problem to have that like there are too many Digimon figures now to like have all of them. Have all the cool ones. The next
You guys are misogynists.
Wow. I want the Rookie one. I haven't
Okay,
actually
you're
bought
fine
it yet.
So next figure was one of Daisuke and Vmon, which looks kind of cute. They're like Vmon's riding Daisuke. It's cute.
Meh.
Cute. Oh, Vmon's riding Daisuke. You might want to reconsider that.
Riding dirty.
No, Ashley. The other thing I note in this is I don't think we've only seen like this prototype that's unpainted, but there's one of Jerry riding Leomon. Oh, sitting.
Oh boy.
Ash, why'd you like? We could have just said all this, and it wouldn't have. Like we talked about Digimon. We talked about the human characters riding Digimon in season 2 without any of this coming up before.
Did we?
We did because like in season 2 they introduced the concept of them like.
But right now they're not. It's not like.
Oh come on! This
Leomon's like carrying her.
yes,
She's actually,
I mean,
like,
I was gonna say Jerry's sitting on Leomon, but that could also be like.
That's not as dirty.
It's basically it's a pose that was in these episodes. I think when the data stream comes down and Leomon picks up Jerry to carry her off of Cubimon. So yeah, I mean it's cute.
I mean, this one's nice because like Leomon's very detailed, at least in this prototype. I mean, I don't know how it'll be when it's painted or whatever.
Yeah, he has the abs need to be full
Yeah,
glory.
the abs need to be real, and his mane is very.
Yeah, the
I
mane
don't
is
know,
very cool.
he has a lot going on.
Very detailed.
I guess I'm excited for that one. And the last figure-related thing was they announced Ch3 Complete Selection Animation, which that series, but previously the only thing in it, I think, was the season 1 Digivices, and they were not, they weren't VPETs, but they were like, I actually forget if they had VPET game functionality, but they were mainly to be like, have sound effects from the show and make light up and stuff and be kind of like cosplay prop toy-ish things. As far as I understand. And so what was recently announced is D3s, so season 2 cast ones. But it's Ch3 themed, so they are just the ones of Takeru and Hikari, which I find kind of funny that it's like the season 2 cast isn't actually in the show, so they still want to sell the merch of that season, so they do kind of have a way to do it with Takeru and Hikari, but I just find it kind of funny. Also in this picture, there was a giant Mekumon plush next to it. There's a lot of merch that was exclusive to the Digifest event and stuff, so like I kind of didn't want to go down the rabbit hole of like mentioning it, and even there's some stuff I don't even want to know exists because I'm like, oh, I'm going to feel so bad about it, I'm going to wish I had it, I'm going to wish I could find a way to get it, and I just know it's not going to be possible because it was sold.
And then when you find a way to get it, it's gonna cost $1 jillion.
Right, it's going to cost like $500 for like a little plush or something, and I'm like, ugh. So yeah, there's a lot of exclusives like that just putting out of my mind. The next thing which I'm excited for is the next, I think it's coming out in a week, I don't know. It's coming out soon, an issue of Animedia, which is a Japanese magazine that is going to be like focusing pretty heavily on Digimon. There's going to be the two covers. There's going to be a Ch3 cover and an Appmon cover, and there's going to be a bunch of different interviews and content. I can't remember. I think this is one of the magazines we got when we were in Japan because it just had like one interview about Digimon. And I think it's pretty good. I can't now remember if we've gotten the Animedia or not. I think so. But yeah, I mean, once it comes out, I'm planning to buy it from Amazon in Japan for us, for me and Ashley, and also one for the Ch3 giveaway. So that should be cool.
Never ending Ch3 giveaway.
Yeah, it's true. I haven't bought stuff for it in a while. So next up is the category of the Ch3 Chapter 1 dub in theaters. By now the full, I mean, quote unquote full Fathom event listing, like all the theaters are going to be having the event. I say quote unquote full because Mark from With Will has mentioned before how even after the like date where they say everything's going to be up, theaters can add the event. They see it's doing well and it's popular. So this is probably like most. I can't give you a percentage, but you should see if the theater around you has it now. And if there isn't one, keep checking later. But I guess it's probably unlikely there are going to be more, but it's possible. So yeah, I mean, actually, I haven't gotten tickets yet, but we really need to do that soon because I keep pointing out because there are several theaters near us, and it's in the one we like the least. And but it's there at all, which is good. So I probably should just bite the bullet and not keep hoping they'll be in new theaters. So the other bit of a tri-dub news is that we have the almost entirely full cast listing now, which I haven't been following the announcements of it too closely. But so there's a listing on With the Will of all the updated information, and there's a lot of people back. It's not the full cast. It's also not like the Japanese version where it's all of the Digimon and none of the children. There are a bunch of the children back, and yeah, with the Will post includes a nice listing of who the new people are, in case you're not familiar with them from other anime and stuff. Okay, there's a new Greymon, new Matt, new Joe, new TK, new Kari, new Mekamon. Well, of course, Mekamon's new. That's, yeah.
Wow.
Daigo. Actually, the voice of Daigo is the old voice of TK. That's going to be strange.
Well, that's confusing. Why would you do that?
So apparently he was Gene or however you pronounce that in Bleach, which just seems strange to consider TK smiling and then imagine him smiling, and it's
I mean, I see it. That's fair.
Okay, so now on to Appmon news. Since our last feedback episode, there's been just slowly little bits of information revealed about characters and stuff. So we'll have this link in the show notes to With the Will post that just has all the different character profiles. I haven't been following this news too closely because I'm just waiting for the anime to come out and then either enjoy it or just like it based on the anime. I'm not really actively oh my god, all these characters. And I mean, the designs seem interesting. They seem cool. It seems like it could be good. It seems like it could be bad. Who knows? Yeah, Beelzemon's still the best. So we have information about the airing schedule. It's going to air on August 1st. It's already started. No, it's going to air on October 1st, the first episode. And hopefully that means it's going to be on things like Crunchyroll and stuff, simulcast. Who knows? That is late. I think usually most anime of the fall season starts beginning of September. Is that right? July, August. No, wait, I'm wrong. I had a little tangent. I was confused. That is around the time when most fall anime starts. So it's going to be hopefully included in the whole swath of anime that gets simulcast. And the composer was announced, and I was initially okay, who cares about the composer? It's probably going to be someone who hasn't done anything else I care about, and whatever. It's not the kind of show that's going to have really great, swelling, interesting music. But apparently it is the composer of Code Geass, which I am actually pretty hyped about, because I remember really liking the music in Code Geass. And they've done lots of other things in addition to that, but I particularly really like the music of Code Geass, so I'm excited for that. And the last bit of Appmon thing is that there is a PV that I wanted us all to watch together, and then just see what our thoughts were afterwards. I have not watched this yet. I don't even know what it's going to be like. It is subbed courtesy of Toya of Tamer Union, so thank you for doing that. That did not super sell me on the series. It's pretty dull.
Bored. Weird. It's also, dumb words are dumb. No matter how you transliterate them.
Yes. So while the trailer was playing, we were talking about how app realize is spelled super weirdly in the official transliterations. And
I still don't think that that's what they're saying.
They're saying app realize. What do you think you're saying?
Arise. Like how it's spelled in the subtitle.
Like aptly arise?
Yeah.
I guess that's a possibility. And I guess that's what they're going for, but I'm curious, listeners, if anyone can confirm this in other media, but I'm pretty sure that realize is used in those kind of situations, like manifesting, I think in Savers they say that when they're summoning Digimon, they say realize, or Yoshino says realize. Anyway, so I don't know, maybe I'm confused. Asher, do you have any thoughts?
I mean, there's not much to base an impression on yet. It seems really basic. It could be fun, maybe. I'm more interested in the game than in the characters. So I'm more interested in the potential of the game than the potential of the anime.
That would make sense.
I'm definitely more interested in the potential of the anime, but I just did not feel like this, it's just like character information in a video form, and that's not the kind of stuff that excites me. So if it were, showing animation, showing scenarios, and like that would excite me, but just being like a video form of the text profiles with some a little bit more information sprinkled in is just like, like the character profiles are not what get you excited about anime, unless there's like one character that you like super identify with. And it is interesting to have like a Digimon protagonist who their main hobby is reading. That's novel, that's new. And the girl character, I can't remember her name. She seems cool. She's
Eri,
yeah. Like she's an idol, but also likes punching things. That seems novel to me, though I haven't watched idol stuff much.
It's not.
Oh.
Pretty sure it's
That's
not.
like the basic of like, what if I just made a girl seem like one thing, but then made different thing opposite?
And there have definitely been protagonists who like to read before.
I mean, Digimon protagonists, not like protagonists in general.
All right, fair. Doesn't Takata? I guess Takata likes to draw.
I mean, Takata's the closest I can think of because he is explicitly
nerd.
nerdy. Yeah, but this is like similar to that, but also new kind of nerdy. I don't know. Yeah. So now on to try chapter 3 stuff. We have a story summary which I have not read. I assume you guys haven't read either. But listeners might want to read. I'll have a link to it in the show notes. I just don't want to spoil myself by reading too much of what's going to happen. They have announced there's going to be a new ending song for chapter 3, and it's going to be sung by Knife of Day, which is great. Yeah, I'm excited for that. And the big news that came out, I think, at DigiFest is a new PV, which I have not watched yet. I know, that's not your way to watch it, but we're all going to watch it together. Have either of you watched it yet?
No.
Okay, it's a thing. So here we go. It does not have subtitles, so there's a translation we can look at afterwards, but...
All right.
So I guess both Takeru and Koshiro have the, like, sayonara, blah, 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 blah. Like, before we'd seen Patamon saying sayonara to Takeru, and we just thought it was like something happening to him, but I think it's pretty clear now that something's happening to all the Digimon. They're probably going to the digital world to get them back. I'm trying not to think too much about the whole going to the digital world thing, because like based on the pattern from the PVs for the second movie, it's probably going to be the thing the movie ends on, and it's like we're not going to get any more out of the movie from that aspect than we've already gotten from the PVs. So that makes me excited for movie 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, it's gonna end on that digital world thing.
Which, I mean, that's an interesting structure to like have the first 3 set in the real world, the human world, and the second 3 in the digital world, or whatever. It may not always be there, but that is a pivotal event to separate the 2 halves of the series.
You think things are interesting when they're in fact not.
Actually,
they're not.
People have different things that interest them, and there is really no accounting for people being interested in different things. Anyway, anything else exciting, memorable from that? Oh, there's stuff like...
Ty was wearing his shirt.
What shirt?
His iconic shirt.
Really? What? I mean, when they go to the digital world, they're always just wearing their school uniforms. Where's this iconic shirt?
He's sitting with TK.
You mean...
They're not like they're there.
You mean not TK, TK's brother.
Isn't... Oh. They look the same from this far away.
It's not the right bromance, Ashley. That's not canonical. That one isn't canonical. So there's a lot of stuff I've seen people talking about to unpack. I didn't want to do the full, us unpacking every little scene thing because there's more stuff to do.
Because we hate you. We already hate you.
But yeah, I mean, the fight in the weird alternate reality space is interesting. There's one frame in particular where you can see... Where is it? Come on. I saw Lost in Translation posted asking who Metal Gear 1 was fighting, and someone else pointed out that it's clearly a corrupted Togemon. Do you guys see it? We'll picture in the show notes.
It's hard to
it looks like a
see
Togemon.
Things on a share screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll have the picture in the show notes. And yeah, it looks like they definitely have their school uniforms and they go to the digital world, which is not exciting because that's not, I don't know. Maybe they'll get clothes once they get there and then be like...
I mean, Koshiro could be wearing a lobster uniform.
Yeah, she's wearing a lobster. And other things that stood out to me. Oh, so the shot of the kids all standing by the bridge, I guess it must, like, based on the structure of things we've seen, it's probably the Digimon go away and they're left standing there. And you can see they're all pretty emotional. I think Mimi is like kneeling on the ground, but the most important thing is that Yamato and Takeru are hugging each other or embracing each other.
Aww.
Like good brothers. Yeah. So yeah, it's exciting. I'm trying not to get too excited about the wrong stuff again because, well, I don't know. I mean, I guess I was excited about the wrong stuff for Chapter 2, but then in the end, I still liked Chapter 2 a lot more than Chapter 1. It was disappointing, much more disappointing, but it was also much more fun. I'm just looking through the translation. So there's not a fan subbed version of the trailer, but there is Onkei-kun translated all of the dialogue, and there's script of that on with the will. There's stuff about infections, blah, 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 blah.
Just reads like emo fan fiction.
Just people screaming at each other. Yeah.
Are we all going to change? Is it all just going to end up being nothing but a fond memory?
Wow, are you scared of change?
Your mama would
ramen?
say that. Loser.
So I saw a fan. Oh, I can't remember where it was. I think it was on Twitter. Sorry, if I can't remember who it was who posted this, but I think it was like someone retweeted it, and then so I can't remember the original source or who I even saw the retweet from. But it was like a theory that that like group of evil people, like the adults in lab coats or whatever, like Maki, probably associated with Maki's organization, that they're doing something to like stop the digital world, the attacks from the digital world from happening in a way that like reboots things, like they say reboot here, and that reboot would, this is the theory, right, that the reboot would, not theory, I guess it's a hope, this is what happens, the reboot would reset everyone's memories of it, so like the kids would forget the Digimon, and that they're going to the digital world to both save the Digimon but also save their memories from being erased, which that seemed really cool to me because the series is so much about people's nostalgia and reliving the memories. So to make that part of the narrative too would, I think, be a really great way to tie that all in. Based on the competence we've seen from the first two movies, I don't expect it to pull off something that amazing though. So, yeah.
Oh.
I think it'd be amazing. I hope that happens, but I'm not getting hopes up too high.
I mean, that would go along with this seems like a place where they've lost some of their memories already.
Yeah.
Whatever theory.
Right, yeah.
Like, we were all putting around.
Right, like why they're not really remembering the 02 kids and stuff like that, or why they're not talking about them and stuff, and that if memory manipulation is happening. Yeah. Like maybe they were rebooted in a way that is similar to what could happen to the Digimon. Nothing
good can come from that, though. Like, from a crazy plot line where, like, there's rebooting of stuff. Oh, Digimon, what are you doing?
I think all the good stuff can happen from that, actually. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Okay, so now we've done away with the news, all that stuff. Now we're going back into Tamers land. Ashley, can you read the rejected titles?
Rejected titles. I'm going to assume that most of these came from Andrew.
They are a lot of movie titles.
So it's a good guess. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mon.
Wait, I guess I should remind people that the episode was the Beelzemon Showdown. We actually called it...
what did we call it? I never remember.
If you play the game of cards.
Oh, yeah. Because
everyone talks about how Leomon is like, what's his name? Sean Bean, who dies in Game of Thrones, and how Tamers is so dark, and I was like, okay, Game of Thrones reference, let's just get that out of the way. And it's, yeah. Because if you play the Game of Thrones, I don't know how the full line goes. If you play the Game of Thrones, you lose or you die or something like that. Or you win or you die, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mon, Being John Malk Gallantmon.
Such a stretch.
The Anger Bird. No. I combine Angry Birds and the Anger Games. Catching Fury. Super Awesome Mega Battle. Digimon Psycho.
Isn't the movie just Psycho? Like,
that's American Psycho, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what is the...
Yeah.
Anyway. Reborn Identity. The Leomon Effect. The Beelzemon Effect. Leomons. Vengeance is Bad, Kids. Beelzemon's Last Stand. Leomon's Last Stand. I assume we've gotten into like maybe Jeff territory with these.
Oh, yeah, I think those were mine.
Yeah. Skull Greymon 2.0. Lionheart versus Lying Heart.
Oh.
Then I guess this is the longer version of the real title. When you play the game of cards, you win or you die. Whoops, I accidentally a Dark Digivolution. Beelzemon Battle Book.
I remember talking about this, and you didn't get the Butter Battle Book reference.
I don't either.
I don't know what
you don't know Butter Battle Book? It was a Dr. Seuss book about the people who either put butter on bread on the top or the bottom or something.
Sounds like a bad version of the star-bellied snitches. Sneeches? The star-bellied somethings.
So it's a parable about arms races in general, mutually assured destruction, and nuclear weapons in particular.
Cool. Oh. Yeah, it does sound like the star-bellied somethings.
Is that also Dr. Seuss?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, moving on to RDD poll results. So we have the RDD in the show, and we also have a poll on the site, podigious.com/episode number, where you can vote on the best quote. Because we were on vacation, I never got around to making the images for these, so there weren't many votes. But in general, they're usually images. And, so the top pick was mine, and it was when Kent is looking for Takato, and he's like, where's Takato? And Kazu replies, I don't know, maybe Sir Lancelot swallowed him. So I win. And second place was Jacob's line from Beelzemon saying, you guys make me want to throw up, kick your butts, and then throw up again. I did such a good Beelzemon impression.
Yeah.
It's great, guys.
It was the best.
Yep, I meant to have clips to play for those, but I prepared poorly. So, okay. So now on to the fantasy draft, and the fantasy draft is a thing where before the episode comes out, you can pick a team, like a football fantasy draft kind of thing, where you pick a tamer and a human and a Digimon, and then when we do the episode, we pick our favorite characters, and if any of the characters from your team are picked as our favorite characters, then you get points, and at the end of the season, the winner who has the most points will get prizes. The prizes will be a DVD box set of Tamers and a Taichi and Agumon figure, hopefully. We just heard news that the figure we ordered might not be fulfilled, which might present some problems.
But, Right Stuff says it's still available, so...
Right Stuff, get your stuff in order. So hopefully that'll still be fine. But yes, anyway. Okay, so the leaderboard right now, before episode 309, so before episode 309, the leaderboard was Reek's my favorite in first place, Ember Moto in second place, and then Hialore and Stevie Patamon tied it in third place. And the winners we picked, so I picked Takato, Ashley picked Rika, Andrew picked Imaki, and Jacob picked Beelzemon. And so a bunch of people got points from that. Now we're going to pick in addition to the points people get from us picking those favorite characters, we're also going to pick the most incongruous team and the most desired team. Was everyone looking at the choices?
Oh my god, Henry's mom and Gargemon.
Most desired or what?
No, most incongruous? Let me think about it.
I could see it, actually.
It has to be something. It has to be one of them.
What I like about this is that for a while, Shawnee Mac 23 was the only one submitting troll picks for the most incongruous. Uh-huh. And this time he picked Jerry and Beelzemon.
Oh, man, come on. That's just mean.
That's cruel.
When he submitted it with a particularly troll-y gif from Gintama. But I at least appreciate that now Shawnee Mac 23 and Homoneurotic are competing for the troll pick. So Shawnee Max was Jerry and Beelzemon, and Homoneurotics was Henry's mom and Gargemon.
But I can see it, because Henry's mom is all about protecting her kids.
Okay, fine. I guess that could be most desired.
Most desired, right?
I mean, looking at these other ones, I'm just like, no.
Well, Jerry and Beelzemon wins my vote for most incongruous.
I guess.
That's what you were going for, Shawnee Mac.
You sure it wouldn't be Kazu and Leomon?
Kazu and Leomon.
Because I could see Jerry and Beelzemon in a really messed up way.
Well, I could see that being part of the redemptive arc for both of them, that they come to.
Or, the spiral into grimdark crap. But yeah, sure.
Wow, you just called grimdark stuff crap. Mean.
I don't think you were saying that all grimdark stuff is crap, but that this particular grimdark thing would be crap.
It would.
Okay, so I mean,
we could write it.
We decided last time to deal with the fact that people are now getting into the game. We want to we want to introduce point inflation. That we would each get a vote. Instead of coming to a consensus and then awarding 1 point for that, we would each cast a vote. So so my most incongruous team, I'm going to give a point to. What are you guys voting for? I can't pick yet.
Oh man, y'all made this hard.
My pick for most incongruous is Kazu and Leomon.
Okay.
Kazu does not deserve Leomon.
Ooh.
For most desired, I don't actually feel strongly about Henry's mom and Gargemon. Rika and Leomon could be interesting.
Oh man.
If Rika had Leomon and Renamon, she'd be unstoppable. Also, Leomon wouldn't die. I'm just saying.
Wow, so are you blaming Jerry for his death?
No, I'm just saying that if Rika had Renamon and Leomon, nothing would stop her from taking over everything. Just give her all the Digimon.
I mean, all the Digimon wanted her. So.
Exactly. Why couldn't she have all of them? You know?
Why not all?
Willis had 2.
It's
That
like
worked out fine.
It's like in YA love triangles. Why not both? Okay, just
Right?
both.
Right? You're on my level. You get me.
Yes.
It's funny because I was about to tell Ashley that your levels are too high, but audio levels.
Haha.
Because you're too you started talking about YA and your voice just shot up.
Okay, just get so excited when I talk about YA.
For a good reason.
Okay, we have 6 picks to make. We made 1.
Well, is Asher going with Rika and Leomon?
Okay. Is that your final pick for most one?
Yeah.
Okay. I will. Ashley, do you have a pick yet?
I'm gonna go with this for one of them and
Wait,
this for
Ashley,
another one.
This is not good audio. Oh yeah, I'll go with this. And
I'm gonna
this.
go with Henry's mom and Gargemon for one of them, and Jerry and Beelzemon for the other. I don't know which one is which. I'm just gonna.
So both of those you both want to be incongruous and desired.
Yeah, they're just.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm done with that.
Cool. I just want to see how Takato and Beelzemon will play out, so I'm going to give it most desired to that. And that's actually 2 people had that, so I'm giving a point to both of them. And most incongruous, yeah, it has to be Henry's own Gargemon, because that's just Andrew level random.
Ouch.
I also wanted to read out, or not read the full thing, but I also wanted to mention Rika's my favorite's reasoning for picking. So they picked, sadly, one of the 2 picks that didn't get any points from our extra things, but because it was...
Well, because it's a standard, it's actually a pair.
it's very standard. Yeah, so they picked Jerry and Leomon, but they had a very heartfelt and emotional explanation for why they bonded with Leomon so much, and how much Leomon reminded them of Jesus, and which is totally a thing, and just like on a literary level,
Totally a thing.
Cowboy Jesus.
yeah. And also, like they mentioned the explicit comparison to Aslan in Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
I mean, Aslan is very explicitly Jesus. Yeah.
Lion Jesus is a thing.
So
Lion Cowboy Jesus, though.
Aslan is British.
there's no cowboy.
Leomon's cowboy.
Is that gonna?
Leomon's not a cowboy.
Are you a Leomon cowboy truther?
He's not a.
You're a Leomon.
What?
You're a cowboy truther,
I'm a
actually.
Leomon truther.
I believe in Leomon cowboy. But yeah. I mean, I'm pretty curious. I wonder if anyone knows about the like influence that Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe had, if it had any penetration in the Japanese culture.
I do not know.
Yeah. But yeah.
That's a fascinating topic, though, and I would actually research that.
If anyone knows, let listeners know. We'd love to hear. But yeah, so sorry, Rika's my favorite for not actually picking it for anything. Actually, I think it's, looking at this table, it's the only pick this round that didn't get any points.
We're too hipster to pick Leomon.
Okay, I can't feel too much guilt because she's already in first place. So
You're still in first place.
Yeah. Actually, is that true? Yes, she's still in first place.
I'm pretty sure it's still true.
So yeah, and yes, you should still, if you haven't participated yet, there are still going to be, I don't know how many rounds, 4?
Still
5?
like 5, I think.
Yeah, there are
Because there are still 3 main episodes and then 2 movie episodes.
Are there 3 or 3 main episodes and then 2 movie episodes? Yeah, there's still 5 more rounds. So there's still plenty of time to catch up. If there's another Antilamon situation, we can get tons of points in one episode.
Situation.
the Antilamon incident. Yeah. So, and the ways you enter the fantasy draft, as soon as, it's going to be tricky if we do the weekly release schedule, because for now it's like everything's tiered, and so it's like there's a week between the fantasy draft, there's a week between the feedback episode and the main episode, so it usually goes up in that week. Like the fantasy draft goes up when the feedback episode goes up. If there's going to be only a week between episodes, then it'll like when 309 goes up, 309 is a bad example. When 310 goes up, then a week later 311 is going to happen. So like as soon as 310 goes up, then the fantasy draft for 311 is going to open, if that makes sense. There isn't going to be that extra week in between. But basically, if you want like the authoritative place for the fantasy draft, is going to be on the forum.podigious.com, but we'll also call out on social media. So if you follow us on Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, we'll post there too. And you can reply to enter the draft. We will also, I'm pretty sure when we actually have the fantasy draft open, I'll link to it in the sidebar. So just check podigious.com, look at the sidebar to see if the fantasy draft is on. So yeah, that's what you should do. And now on to our voicemails based on our question of the week. And I cannot remember what our question of the week was. I think it was, who was the better Dark Digillusion, Skull Greymon or Digimon?
Something like that.
Sounds right, yeah. And the first one is from Allie, and they mentioned afterwards that they made a mistake and accidentally throughout the call referred to Digimon as Digimon by accident. So just keep that in mind.
I mean, most of this. Yeah.
But it's kind of funny because sorry, let me find the file. The title of the audio file is, and the title of the email is, in all caps, Skullgreymon is better than Digimon, with like 7 exclamation points. And I mean, it's true, definitely, but a little more debatable once you replace Digimon with Digimon. So okay, so this is Allie's voicemail.
Hey, it's Allie, aka Japanese Allie and Digigoggle Hit Boy. Which dark evolution do you like better, Digimon or Skullgreymon? It's obviously Skullgreymon because it only happened because Tai put himself in danger after making Agumon obese. He learned the lesson that if you don't take care of your friends, you could lose them in the long run. It was a shocking experience for him, and the one he'll remember for the rest of his life. Though it's not a mistake, it's something we all hope never happens again, because having your mind controlled is no fun.
Truth.
It's all about making Digimon obese. It actually, now that I think about it, I never thought about it that way, but it does really tie back into the like VPET aspect of adventure more. Mm-hmm. Like that, what like feeding was part of that and all that. But in the VPET, you can't actually feed them too much, can you?
You can feed them too much. Hang on, I'm trying to remember. If I'm like mixing it up with later things where you could make your Tamagotchi angels too fat. That was bad for them. I think you could do it to the Digimon too. I think there was like meal options and like snack options. And if you fed them too many snacks, they got fat and it was bad. Like they didn't physically get fat because they didn't actually have that programmed in or anything. But
or like the sprites for that.
Yeah, the sprites stayed the same, but like their weight would be high and they would digivolve into something bad.
That just reminds me of the ridiculous random weights in Pokemon Go that just like vary extremely, and it's like the same Pokemon, but it's like this one's 2 kilograms, this one's 20. And it's like, what?
Right. It's less like that. It actually does impact the Digimon.
Oh, okay.
It's like saying that you feed them candy to make them happy instead of actually like playing with them. So they turn out rotten. Pay attention to your children. Children.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next voicemail is from May.
So I'm going to be annoying, and I'm going to answer this question by not actually answering the question. So I like both Skullgreymon and Megidramon's episodes and how they were forced into evolving because both Taichi and Decado realize that what they've done, and both have the interests of everyone at heart, and so they really do mean well. I'm actually going to say that the worst forced evolution is Vemon to X-Vemon, because it's the same thing. Vemon is forced to evolve to X-Vemon. Daisuke is abusive in his way of like, oh, I'm in danger, evolve to save me. And he just pressures him the whole episode. And while Decado and Taichi force the evolution to protect, their friends, and Decado's angry at Leomon's death, Daisuke just wants Vemon to evolve so he can get a girlfriend. And that just always did not sit right with me.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, like everything the show teaches is really undermined by that. I guess it wasn't a separate season.
That whole episode.
Like, I guess it'd be much worse if we were like more closely juxtaposed with Skull. Like, there's no Dark Evolution in that season. So there's the Skullgreymon.
There's Skullgreymon. What are you talking about?
Okay.
There's Skullgreymon and there's Chimeramon, who's completely created, which is like going beyond the forced Digivolution. You have forced a Digimon.
No, but there's no accidental Dark Evolution. I mean, there's no like, and I realized my mistake was making this thing, and like I put too much.
Yeah, there was Skullgreymon. He didn't want that.
Ken did though.
He wanted evil Metal Greymon.
I guess. But it's not like he learned a lesson and he learned to use new tech. It wasn't like what I'm saying is like there was no moral lesson that was undercut. It was so juxtaposed to it. I mean, it still undercuts the ones in season 1 and season 3 that are like not directly adjacent to it. But that is really frustrating because the way he treated. I guess they were like in on it together a bit though. Like they both wanted it to happen and they both wanted girlfriends. And that was also super skeevy too though. But
yes,
like it when I look back on it, doesn't quite seem like I'm forcing you to do this thing you really don't want to do. It was like we're both trying, but there was forcing involved in it.
Yeah.
He scared
It
him.
was manipulative either way.
There was like manipulation of that fake. Didn't he get like Numon to pile up into a thing? Is that a thing that happened?
I don't remember, but he did shake a bridge, and I think he actually did put himself in actual danger at that point.
That whole thing was bad.
Yes, it was.
Bad 02. Don't do it again.
02 is over. It's not doing anything anymore.
Reboot your memories, 02.
Yeah, that'll be the conclusion of Try. They remove that one episode from the continuity and leave everything else.
That would be fine. That would improve a lot of season 2.
Okay, and the final voicemail is from our best friend from season 2.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Speak of the devil.
But I did pre-screen this one, and it just made me giggle several days ago when I listened to it. It's so good. Okay, here we go.
Whoa! Hey everyone, it's your old pal Davis again. I'm gonna answer this week's question. What's my favorite Dark Digivolution? Well, I'm pretty sore about that topic because I did have a real-life run-in with Skull Greymon before. But honestly, if we're speaking design-wise and my personal preference, I would say Megidramon because he's a big, giant dragon from heck. And I think that's pretty cool. He has a pretty cool design, too. I like the red and black a lot. Oh, who's at the door? Let me go take a look.
Hello, Davis. It's Megidramon.
Oh, hey, Megidramon, what's up?
I just heard about the nice things you said about me, so I wanted to give you this gift basket.
Aw, so thoughtful.
Yeah, there's some peanuts and some light shampoo.
Oh, wow.
It's actually really nice.
Yeah, this does look like a good brand.
Hello, Davis. It's your old pal Skull Greymon.
Oh, Skull
I
Greymon.
heard you said some nice things about me, so I wanted to give you this basket of goodies.
Actually, Skull Greymon, I was Megidramon. Yeah, I was talking about him.
You don't like me?
No, it's not like that. No. Oh no, Skull Greymon. Why do I keep doing this?
That was amazing.
I can Skull Greymon, I'm your friend. I can just totally see those Digimon talking in the woods.
That was wonderful.
Oh,
I
my
love
god. It's so good.
Oh my god.
I love that Davis adds new people each time.
Oh. That was so amazing.
His dedication is off the charts.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, oh my god, like, doing the voice acting of Davis is one thing, but then like, oh my god, there are other characters, they like recording multiple tracks and then playing them over each other and time. Oh my god, that's amazing.
We love you.
I'm still in the awkward place of like, I don't know if he wants his real name read out loud, but
I think he just wants to go by Davis.
I mean, I feel like I could have, if I had planned better, like responded when we got the email and been like, okay, do you want, but he's heard me awkwardly stumble around this before, so I think he's okay with going by Davis. If you're not, then in the next one.
I think he has replied saying that he's like, no, just saying that I'm
okay.
Davis.
I think you mean Davis. I can't do it.
Davis.
We're doing him a disservice.
We're not good at this. Please, you just do it.
Okay. So now on to comments on the episode. This first one is from Ember Moto, and I thought it was really good at pointing out something that I didn't really notice with these episodes. Ash, can you read it with your beautiful speaking voice?
My beautiful speaking voice? I noticed that Beelzemon seems to realize that he is the youngest of the Digimon, and so will often look to those older and wiser than him for guidance when he is unsure, particularly Leomon. Takato does this as well, mainly looking to Henry for guidance, which I think is part of the reason things get so bad in these episodes. Henry spends all of his time in these episodes protectively hovering around Susie. All of his time, focus, and energy is spent making sure Susie is okay. It gets to the point where Terriermon is injured in a ditch and has to be saved by Renamon. Henry doesn't even bother to ask if he is okay, simply continuing to fuss over Susie. If he weren't so focused on Susie, he would have realized that something was wrong with Takato sooner and might have been able to prevent Megidramon.
Yeah, that was I think it's something we totally glossed over in the episode, was just like how Henry's his single-mindedness on Susie was bad. And I also feel like it's not really addressed later on. Like, he comes to, in the next chunk of episodes, like, which we already recorded, by the way. But yeah, in the next chunk of episodes, he comes to realize that his being like, I'm the only one who can do, like, the things that get introduced that he realizes are wrong, or I feel are much more convoluted. It's him being like, I'm the only one who can defeat the sovereign, and like, I must go and fight alone, and like, oh no, I'm not the only one who can fight. Like, that just felt like such a strawman argument. Whereas this is like much more real. Like, he, I guess in the moment didn't really understand the consequences of him being distracted with Susie, but like, I think that is totally true that Takado looks to Henry for advice, and this is definitely a situation that, like, had he been able to look to Henry for advice, could have turned out better.
And I solidly believe that Rika did nothing to help anything, because Rika is unimportant to the Takado Henry machine.
Okay, so moving on, the next comment was from Imbermoto, and it was actually filed as an unanswered question. So Asher, can you read it again?
Yep. Why are the two knuckleheads the only ones paying attention to Jerry? I know Beelzemon is a threat, but if Henry and Rika have enough time to talk to Susie, then there is enough time for at least one of them to go make sure Jerry is okay. Because, she kind of just watched her partner Digimon die right in front of her, which is A, traumatizing, and B, means that Jerry now doesn't have a Digimon to protect her at all. Susie at least had Lopmon. Even if Lopmon can't digivolve, she can at least do something. If Beelzemon were to attack Jerry, there would be no one to protect her. This is an even bigger problem when you look at where everyone is located. Besides Takado and Megidramon, Jerry is the closest to Beelzemon. He could attack her before Rika and Henry, who are the farthest away from him, would even have a chance to process what was happening. This is true.
Yeah, that was...
And the reason is because Jerry, is not important to the plot as a character anymore. She's there to suffer.
Yeah.
Oh, boom.
Well, she's there to suffer, but also, like, for the suffering in the imagery of her being juxtaposed with Takado and Beelzemon and all that. Like, and yeah, it's one of those things that, like, I appreciate the level of... Ash, in the episode you were on, we talked a lot about how, like, the kids awkwardly reacting to Jerry is, like, realistic and interesting and cool. Like, how they are not just like, we're friends, we're going to support you, but they're like, this is really awkward, we don't know how to deal with you. But, like, this part of it, this just, like, we're not even going to try, like, we're just going to be completely different from you and not even think about you. It's just, like a total plot hole and just like, Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, yeah, she's there to suffer, and she needs to suffer next to the fight, so... Okay, so now we have some, the penultimate segment, we have some questions for Ask Podigious. The first one was from David Caudill on Facebook, and he asked, do you consider the D-Reaper to be a character? If so, do you think it is evil?
Meow.
Pixel has opinions.
Pixel replied with meow, that we don't know what that means yet.
We don't know what that means. This just makes me think of the I don't remember what the thing is called, the YouTube video about whether the Titans in Attack on Titan are evil.
Oh, the PBS Idea channel.
Yeah.
I remember being frustrated with that video because I really like that series. I really like, what's his name? Come on, it's Matt Ragnetta. I really like his videos. I really like him in general. And that one I felt like was particularly shallow because I thought I was going to talk about, like, what does it mean to be... I thought I was going to get a bit more philosophical. I think it just went into the origin of things being considered evil instead of, like, because it's like the conclusion is like, yes, they are the standard representations of evil in media. I think those are...
Oh, was that the conclusion? I thought the conclusion was like they're amoral.
I can't remember exactly. I think the thing is, it wasn't so much analyzing the morals in universe. It was more analyzing how evil has been portrayed, which I did not find that interesting. I forget, the video was like over 2 years ago.
I don't remember the specifics of the video. I just remember that it exists.
Anyway, we're kind of dissing this one video, but the series is really good in general, so you should go check it out anyway. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of a... What am I trying? I'm trying to say like character with an A in front of it, like it doesn't have character. Like the D-Reaper, it's just... So yeah, I guess I kind of come to the conclusion that it's not a character. It is a... well, I don't know, because on the one hand, it is not a character. It is just a existential threat, a force. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, it does, like, when it is occupying Jerry. And at this point, what we have recorded and watched up till now is we still have 5 more episodes to go in Tamers, so we haven't seen the final chunk of stuff. Definitely as it's been represented, I think at this point in 309, we haven't even seen the D-Reaper at all. So I guess we're getting a little ahead of ourselves in that sense. But definitely how it's represented, like in the digital world, it's just a force. It's really when I think it starts to embody Jerry and then have like characteristics. And it talks about how it's observing the humans. And like, I think at that point, it has to kind of be considered a character. But is it just adopting those things from Jerry?
Doesn't mean it's not a character if it's copying it from Jerry. And also the way the adults start talking about it learning and growing the way Digimon do makes it seem more like a Digimon, which we do consider characters, than the like nameless bubble world-destroying force that we've seen previously.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a character. Evil is a weird concept for me because, I mean, evil doesn't mean anything. If you've seen enough media, like, what does that mean? Like, is it destroying everything I love? Yeah, sure. But it's doing what it thinks is right. But I don't agree with it. Does that make it evil? Like, I don't like it.
What is just mean that it's amoral?
But see, like,
yeah. I mean, it's operating on its own moral framework. I don't feel the need to make it adhere to human standards of morality.
Yeah, I don't think it. Yeah. I guess you're right. I was gonna say it doesn't have a moral framework, but no, it's a different moral framework and opposing.
Yeah, its moral framework is that thing over there that is surpassing its bounds. I'm gonna kill it.
It has a job to do and is doing that job.
Yeah. I think the simple version of what Asher said is it may not be evil itself, but it does things that we consider evil.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think the important part is the we, that like the perspective is the important part of that, and like.
And I think that's true across the board.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, calling it evil, on the one hand, it has, when it is occupying Jerry, it is like the creepiness level is, at a level beyond I'm just doing what I needed to do. I'm just doing what is right. It is like, I'm toying with you. I don't know. I
don't register it as cruel as like Devimon though. It's creepy, but
wait, Jeffrey, you make fun of me when I give our cat feelings, and you're telling me that the Reaper is like feels like thinks things and then does them.
I mean, given the way that it has like dialogue and stuff, yeah.
The cat has dialogue with you too. It's saying, "Feed me."
Yeah, he's currently saying, "Feed me.
No,
I hate you.
Okay, no,
you suck."
I don't have. It's not that I think the cats don't have feelings. It's that I think us thinking that we know exactly what that feeling is extremely naive and flawed.
Sure.
And I think there are a lot of things that are easily mix-upable in that exchange. That there are faces that we register from human emotions as meaning a certain thing that, like, just based on like anatomy, can't possibly mean exactly the same thing for animals, and yet we attribute it that way.
Mm-hmm. So Pixel is a character. Is what
Pixel's a character, but like with a much more complex thing, letting me analyze that.
Yeah, he's not evil though.
Morally gray. Because he is physically gray.
I have to plug in my.
While Ashley's away, even if the character, even if the villain, the ultimate villain, would like, I'm trying to think of other seasons. Like, is Apocalypse evil?
Yeah.
You'd say definitely yes? I guess like there's no like motive given to. Do you think that there's a perspective from which is not evil?
I would say I would definitely put him further on the evil side of the spectrum, with my human morality than I would the D-Reaper, because he didn't even, he wasn't doing his I guess he was doing his job as the literal apocalypse, I guess. But
it's a tough job.
The D-Reaper's job was originally to do something good. Like, cleaning up random data is a pretty good thing. It makes sense. But who would program the apocalypse? Like, that's
who would program the apocalypse?
I'm not a fan of the end of the world, I guess. I find that concept abhorrent, I guess. I get freaked out thinking about the eventual heat death of the universe, even though I won't be around for it.
I mean, from what I recall of like the motivation given, maybe it's not motivation, but there is like backstory given in Japanese that like the Pokemon is formed from the deleted versions or like the Digimon.
So the D-Reaper would have gotten rid of a Pokemon for us.
Yeah. But I think it's easier, like Oikawa has, are closer to our human sense of morals. And I think it's easier to say like, what he did was pretty evil. I mean, he, had...
What he did was evil, but I wouldn't say he was evil. Especially since Myotismon was very clearly evil. Like, he didn't do anything that wasn't for cruel kicks, I find cruelty to be evil.
I think it's worth noting the opposite, too. Like, I read something recently, I can't remember the exact context, which sort of ruins it, but it was like somebody replying to something that's like, you're not a good person. And they were like, if I do this, like X action, I'm not a good person. And it's like, no, it's kind of like, you can't be like, I'm a clean person, I took a shower. It's like, yeah, the shower made you clean, but then if you don't continuously take a shower, then you're not a clean person. Like,
Yeah.
like you have to continually act.
Yeah.
Like the actions are the thing that make you
Well,
good or bad.
Yeah. And that, like, yeah, I think it often comes up in just discussions of like racism and sexism. And it's like a person saying a sexist thing, the easy reaction is like, oh, why are you calling them sexist? Or why are you calling me sexist? And it's like, no, they're saying this action is sexist. And an action is a thing that you can, you know, undo.
You can not do in the future.
Yeah, you can prevent and like change. Whereas saying that someone is a thing, well, there are two levels to this. Like the approach to make someone better is to, you know, talk about their actions and not their personhood. And the other level is that when people are told about their actions, they instinctively respond like their entire person is being attacked instead of the actions. But anyway, and yeah, now I'm just imagining a world where like instead of like the social justice issues we have in the digital world, they're being told of like, well, you're evil. No, I just do evil actions. And it's not about like racism or sexism.
Well, if you do them repeatedly, like if that is what you do, like then yeah, maybe you are evil.
If you never ever break the pattern.
You know, Apocalypse rights activists would argue
but
that.
I think the D Reaper is just not a character to me on a more fundamental, like, it is a program.
So are Digimon.
Okay, but it was a program that like wasn't given sentience.
But like, are you thinking?
Seemingly.
See, like, I would consider early D Reaper not to be a character, but like later on, it starts feeling like one.
It starts feeling like one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I do not know whether I actually consider it a character or not.
All right, that's fair. It's a fine line with the D Reaper.
It kind of reminds me of an issue I had with Kingdom Hearts for a while, the series, in that like in Kingdom Hearts 2, they say that the nobodies are people who, you know, like once the heartless and nobody splits off a person, whatever, nobodies don't have hearts and they just don't have hearts and they are heartless people. And okay, saying heartless and anyway, nobodies are beings who don't have hearts. Heartless are a different entity. Anyway, and but like the way the characters in the game that are nobodies act is clearly the way the characters in the game with hearts act. And so like for a while, like in Kingdom Hearts 2 and a couple of sequels, they would, you know, keep saying that like nobodies don't have hearts. And it would be something that nobodies would feel bad about, that like, oh, we don't have hearts, so we can't feel anything. While they were clearly expressing lots and lots of emotions, just like the characters who do have hearts. And then in the like most recent game, before the remakes or whatever, they we're like, okay, that was just a lie. And they do rebuild hearts. When they're made nobodies, they have no heart. But then through the memories they experience, was that a surprise for you, actually? I mean, they reveal that like Xemnas just...
Damn you, Kingdom Hearts.
I mean, that Xemnas just lied about that to get the organization to follow him more, to like give them a purpose, because the organization's purpose was to get hearts, to like become whole again. And that was just something that Xemnas made up. And in reality, they were gaining hearts by just gaining experience and memories and all that stuff. So like, I think the D Reaper in the same way started off as like a thing, like there's not a character, it does not have emotions, does not have memories, but in building up interactions, and I think especially to make it clear about how like it is acting very differently once it goes into the real world, which, you know, is logistically a little bit like, why does the real world differ so much? But I mean, it is like that's when the D Reaper starts connecting with humans, like Jerry explicitly. And
yeah, I was gonna say, like, I would have figured it was because it was so connected to Jerry, not because it came to the human world necessarily.
But yeah, I think it's same kind of like, the more memories and experiences it builds up, the more like a character it is.
It's hurting my brain.
It's a little too much philosophy for actually midnight.
I think it's also just tough without being close to the material. Like, it's been a couple weeks since we watched episodes.
I wasn't even on the episode. So
well, I mean, we're talking about D Reaper stuff that's in the future episodes anyway. Like, you were on those, and
I was on those.
I watched half of an episode when I thought we were going to record 312 sooner.
I watched a whole episode. Aren't you proud of me?
Aww.
But anyway, what I'm saying is, I think this discussion would be different if it was like we had just watched scene of the D Reaper talking through the like creepy faux Jerry body, and ones where it is not talking, is just.
I mean, okay, I'm trying to think of what the D Reaper did in the half episode that I watched. It video cameras Jerry's dad. That's weird and creepy.
Oh yeah, it was really intensely interested in parents.
Yeah. Parents? What's a parent?
It did not understand.
It pulled a go, Mama.
Parents? God.
Well, let's move on though. Okay. Okay, so this is the most important question. May on Twitter demanded, what team?
Wildcats!
Oh, is that High School
Yes.
Musical? Okay.
Yes.
Because they also then replied to that saying not High School Musical reference. So
Oh.
Team PETA!
okay, it's a Pokemon team, Pokemon Go.
I mean, I assumed it was
Yeah.
Pokemon Go.
Ashley and I are Valor.
Valor!
Y'all are wrong.
No, you're
Team
wrong.
Instinct. Team Instinct.
You're wrong,
Team
Asher.
Instinct.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
Ashley is Team Valor. I'm Team Bada because I am cool.
Team what?
I play the original Japanese version.
Oh, so you're Team Valor. Okay.
Asher, we have the coolest gym leader. Your gym leader is super derpy
The
looking.
gym leaders aren't even in the game. Like it's just
It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
they are.
yeah, they are.
Sort of.
Isn't it just like meta, like outside the game kind of stuff?
No, they're there. No, when they ask you to pick a team, they show the silhouettes of the gym leaders.
Oh, it's a silhouette.
do.
Okay.
Oh, maybe for the new people, they show the actual gym leaders now that they have real designs. I don't know.
I mean, Spark, come on. That's
What?
terrible.
Bada, yeah.
He's terrible.
He's great. He's
He's
the only one
awful.
that wears clothes that look like real clothes.
No! Candela is wearing awesome clothes. I don't know what you're talking about.
How does her jacket work?
It's totally a dystopian, like, asymmetric jacket, and it's great.
All right. You just said way too much fake
Ash,
stuff.
why are you defending the white boy?
Yeah, why are you defending White Boy?
Because he's my team leader. I didn't know he was
He
white
looks
when I picked
super
him.
derpy.
Wait, I'm looking at fan art right now with like totally just makes the Valor leader white. I'm like,
Well, that's what happens with fan art.
That's what happens with fan.
Where's the official artwork?
Here, I've got you, I think.
I don't know what's official and what's fan art.
Anyway, Instinct
Nope.
is the best. We're just
You're wrong.
here to hatch eggs and destroy
this does
Valor
very-
and
okay,
Mystic when it's
no.
6 a.m. in the morning and
No.
they're not awake yet.
Asher, you're on the worst team.
No!
But you know that. You know it in
No.
your heart.
I'm on... Okay, Instinct is full of, like, Hufflepuffs and then people who get
Exactly.
really, really intense about the game, actually.
I mean, I
What's happening here?
found fan art of
What is-
I don't know, the Instinct and Mystic team leaders.
Oh, yeah,
making
I've
out
seen
and-
this.
But like while the Instinct
is
leader
happening with the
is, yeah,
dudes?
like
It's a meme. It's a meme.
wait, like this is part of the meme? What is the meme?
There's an original... I'll find it. Third wheel meme. Drink. Wheel. I don't
Okay,
know.
I was going to say that I feel like these teams do reflect our personality, except I bullied Jeff into being Valor. Like, I don't think he belongs in Valor. He's just
I mean, I
there.
wouldn't have picked Valor
Because I told him.
So he's Neville, is what you're saying?
I know. I would have picked if I had my because I don't like Moltres. Moltres is stupid. Like Moltres is the worst of the birds.
Okay, well, which one would you
I
have
probably would have
picked?
picked Articuno. I would have picked.
Yeah, I would have pegged Jeff for a Mystic. Mystic is scum, all right? I would pick
Mystic
Valor
is
over
scum.
Mystic.
We can agree on this.
We can agree on that, yeah.
Instinct is just like sad, like your little puppy. Like I want to pat you on the head. Sad. Mystic is just garbage. Only garbage people are Mystic.
I hate that Mystic is the biggest team.
I find the whole
Makes me so unhappy.
all this like faux rivalry and like attributing labeling attributes.
I don't think it's a faux rivalry. I think it's a real rivalry.
They've made it an actual rivalry where you fight each other.
Sure. But I mean, like the like zodiac level, like giving attributes to the different teams and reading into it and being like, oh my god, I actually am this, and I know, like finding the way. Like I find that all cool and interesting. I have this person. I'll just say they're friends with me on Facebook because I don't want to call them out too specifically. But they were basically like a couple of days into this whole meme culture building up around the different teams and the rivalry and stuff. Was like, oh, these people are taking it too seriously and they're getting really mad. And like this is all like tongue in cheek madness. Like I think she was totally missing the point and like thinking to actually be like, she's like, everyone's being so childish about this. And I'm like, I think people are all. It's weird because it's like all of this stuff is like I feel like a huge level of irony and I don't know.
I mean, I obviously don't actually hate Asher.
Well,
yeah, like
or you.
I think all the Candle is cool. Like she's a really cool design. I mean, her jacket is weird, but
no, it's
like
fine.
Still, Team Mystic sucks.
I mean, it is totally a YA. It's the kind of fashion that Ashley likes wearing.
For real?
See, this is what I'm saying, man.
She only wears YA jackets. Like,
look, I've actually seen real jackets like this. Let me find you one. Not like that flashy. but like basic design similarity.
It's not a real jacket.
It is a real jacket. You calm down.
I see this meme now. Okay.
Oh, maybe this is the original. Here we go. I've just posted a bunch of, if you know this meme, it's the couple kissing while there's another person behind them drinking one of their drinks as they smooch. It's great.
Yeah, and the reason we got onto it is I found fan art of the Mystic and Instinct team leaders kissing while... Wait, no. Mystic
and Valor.
Oh, no. Well, Instinct is...
Get it right.
I don't know.
Get it right before people kill
I'm sorry,
you.
Ash, I only know Valor and not Valor.
Exactly.
I'm colorblind, jeez.
None of these people are green.
No, they're all very distinct colors. But I just feel like a lot of the way this kind of like internet, like snarky, not snark, but like fake anger and stuff usually plays out in like really terrible ways, in ways that like the people are being fakely trollish to, you know, like it's not mutually fake in a way that makes sense. Like
right. It's how a lot of actual bullying happens.
But like I feel like this is not that. Like, it's not bullying.
Yeah.
And it feels like it's a positive thing for everyone.
I mean, everybody who's playing Pokemon Go knows they're a huge nerd.
I don't think that's true. I think it's beyond nerdom at this point, and most of the time too.
Well, they still have to have a sense of humor about it, because you're going around holding your phone, walking down the street, being like, oh, there's a Drowsy over there.
Today, I honestly couldn't tell. There was a lady who was standing next to me at a crosswalk. And so this crosswalk often confuses people because when the light turns red, it's not, pedestrians aren't supposed to go until because there's like a right turn only or whatever.
Until the thing goes white,
yeah. So like a bunch of people started walking and then she was like, ugh, the brightest minds of our generation. But I couldn't tell because I was playing Pokemon next to her. So I was like, I couldn't tell if she was talking about them or me playing Pokemon. Wow. And I was just like,
maybe all of you.
All of us, exactly. Collectively, we look like idiots.
I've gotten to the point where I can actually recognize people on my morning run.
Who are also playing Pokemon?
No. Who are just, I'm just running. I run the same route every day because Avenue is like amazing for Pokemon stops.
They're gonna say for the view, for the run, for the Pokestops.
No. It's actually not great for a run because you have to keep stopping all the time at the lights. If I wanted a good run, I could go one street down and not be stopped ever. But it's a good Pokemon run. And I'll just like go and I'll recognize like, oh, I've seen this person before. Oh, because I say good morning to everyone I pass. And some of them have their headphones in and don't hear me. But some of them actually like nod back to me or ask me, how are you? Which is very surprising, very rare. I love it.
I'm just thinking, what would I even do if someone ran by me on the street and said good morning to me? Like, I would just be like, oh my God, I feel violated. Like,
seriously?
A little. Like, I'd be like, wait, do I know you?
Do I know you? Why are you
Well, some of these people may know me now because I recognize them. I'm that weird kid who walks around, who runs with a cell phone in my hand, and sometimes my keys when my shorts don't have pockets.
Shorts without pockets are the worst.
I know! Pants
without pockets are just the worst.
I know!
Okay, moving on to the next question was from Zeke Vervin on Facebook, and they asked, do you think the Runaway Locomon movie tried to get fans to think that Rika and Takata would get together at one point? So I don't remember the Runaway Locomon movie enough, apparently, because I thought I remember what happened, but I don't remember this aspect of it. So
I don't
remember this movie enough.
Sorry, we can't answer that part.
But I mean,
we're gonna cover.
I'll keep it in mind when we get to that movie. I can go into that with that perspective. So we'll bring this up again when we get there. The second question was also, when Kazu starts dating, will he make many girls sad? And the answer is yes.
I think many girls will make Kazu sad.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
that's true.
Yeah.
He's so dumb that they'll be like, you're just so hopeless.
Like, him making girls sad implies that like he's the desired thing that they will be upset at, which I don't like.
Well, I mean, they might be disappointed.
Yeah.
Like, I think he will be the one who is sad, yes. And also, like, he's 10. Like, he's going to change a lot before he's dating.
I don't trust him.
People, the romantic preferences they show at age 10 stick with you for life.
Duh.
Really?
Did you not learn anything from fiction?
I'm trying to remember who I liked when I was 10. I'm not sure I liked anybody.
Did you not learn anything from, like, Cardcaptor Sakura?
That's a terrible example to back you up. She liked Yukito when she was 10. She likes Shaoran when she's 11.
Oh, my bad,
Right.
dog.
You can find the full show notes for this episode by going to podigious.com/309.5. You can leave us feedback in the comment section on the site, or you can let us know your thoughts on Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, Reddit, email with the will, SoundCloud, YouTube, skywriting, foreboding prophecies, or color-coded smoke signals.
Podigious is made possible with support from our awesome Patreon, including Amanda Angelomon, Andre the Dukemon, David Grauman, Eric Angemon, Jack Santaagumon, Joe Keto, Kailunamon, Kaiser Washi, Sam Kriwagaman, and Stevie Padamon.
If you want to support the show on Patreon, you can get some cool rewards, like access to our private Slack chat group for $1 a month, monthly stickers for $5 a month, and early episodes for $10 a month. Reaching our next goal will allow us to make podcast episodes about movies related to Digimon, so check out patreon.com/Podigious to help us out.
You can find Podigious on Twitter, Tumblr, or Facebook to keep up with the Digimons and get funny images and GIFs related to the show. If you don't like how we pronounce GIF, then become a Patreon so you can vote on how we have to pronounce it. You can find me on Twitters at AshMcD00, Any Mini Money Mo, Jeff. Where can they find you?
I am the eeniest, miniest Mo. You can find me on Twitter at JeffOnlyJeff.
Was that an innuendo, or?
What?
The eeniest.
Whoa, man, what?
You can find me at Tumblr, I don't know why you would want to, at Asher Dashery.
And our...
And you can find Andrew at Phantom Cellist F, but nobody can find Andrew, actually.
I mean, he's been here the whole time, just been silent.
No.
You better believe it.
Our Igneous Impmon artwork is by the awesome Vmon Tamer, whom you can find on Twitter and DeviantArt as Vmon Tamer. Share the podcast with your friends who date people in their bar mitzvah photos.
I'm probably gonna cut out most of that discussion, so they'll just be like, what?
No, that's why we should leave it. Definitely leave it.
And join us next week as we close out the digital world with episodes 37 through 41. And don't forget to enter your picks for the fantasy draft before Wednesday, August
17th.
Bye. And remember, never stop digivolving.
全て始まりそれが答えたのわらピザピザすいません速力で未来も今も駆け抜けろ
Welcome to Podigious.
You did forget how to pronounce our podcast.
I forgot how to enunciate. Ash, are you planning to see it?
No.
No. You've seen Try already?
I have seen Try already. Maybe I'll watch the second one. But not likely.
I mean, I don't, if it were like a dub just streaming online, I guess I would eventually watch it, but I wouldn't be excited for it. Whereas like this being in movie theaters makes me excited enough to like seeing Digimon in a movie theater has not been possible since Digimon the movie, so.
This means that we will know who likes Digimon in San Francisco.
That actually creeps me out that like I'll see people, like it'll go into the meat space.
But we could get them all to listen to us.
we could pass out buttons and interview. Maybe we should do some kind of interview thing, like ask them what they're. We should probably do that.
No, that's creepy.
Really?
Yeah. If I were going to the theaters, I would not want to be stopped by some random people being all like, "Can we, interview you for this podcast thing that we do on the internet?" And I'd be like, "No, leave me alone."
But then we'd be like, "Okay, we'll leave you alone."
Yeah, I mean, we'd just be like, "Hey, do you want to be on our podcast? Yes or no?" I tried to do this in Japan, and by try, I mean I didn't actually build up the nerve.
You tried to do this?
Yeah.
In Japan.
And I was just and we did, and we were waiting outside the cafe. I built up the nerve to like ask this like pair. It's just these two women, and the whole conversation was so awkward. It was so awkward. Oh my god.
Yeah, like don't do that.
Oh my god.
It happened in Japanese. It was great.
And I was like, I understand so little of what you're saying back to me. Oh my god. Oh god. And I still have the recording, and I'm like so terrified to listen to it because it was so awkward. Oh god. Yeah. I do feel kind of bad. So I asked, like I solicited questions for those kind of interviews on social media and stuff for the podcast, and I feel bad that some people like hoped we would actually do that, and I didn't really.
You don't have you don't have journalism training, and you don't know
how to talk to people.
No. I don't know how you talk to people that aren't me, actually. But you don't know, there's rules about what people say that you're allowed to print and or I don't know, what's published, I guess, broadcast. And they need to be able to see it probably, or hear it in this case. And you're asking random people from Japan, and there's probably forms they should sign. I don't know how real media outlets do it, but I'm pretty sure it's kind of weird to just ask random people.
Let's just pretend this never happened. I never did it.
Never.
AppTubers? No.
AppTube. This is not.
This isn't selling you, Ashley?
No. God, no.
We've been seeing these same images for so long. I was kind of didn't this already happen? I guess it didn't happen yet.
Yeah, that definitely already happened.
No, it didn't, though.
I mean, it didn't actually happen in the...
Right, we've just seen PVs and talked about PVs for so long.
Oh.
Them looking up like that didn't happen yet. And Joe smiling, I thought that happened too, but no, not yet.
Are you sure we haven't seen this PV already?
It's a lot of the same footage as the one we saw.
What is different about this PV?
There's more later on. Or, wait, am I watching the wrong one? This is the wrong one.
I was like, this is the exact same PV. This is not possible.
Okay, that was the wrong one. Okay, guys.
Okay. We were just making sure we were paying attention.
No, I don't want to waste time.
Oh, but you're so good at it.
Remember that wasting your time is more angry. Okay, here we go. But you see how it was
it's totally different.
Okay, here we go. Let me double check. Yes, PV2. Okay, good. So different.
It's the same.
I learned the word kokohaku confession recently. I'm cool.
Oh my god, we got to see more TK.
2 frames more.
2 frames more of TK.
These transitions are weird.
Old men.
Yeah, old men.
TK crying. I don't know what's happening here. Angry Koshiro.
Oh, Taiji playing sad soccer.
Oh my god, Digimon.
Ooh.
Bye, guys. We're going back to Digital World.
Ashley's excited now.
Is it really Digital World? It's not fake backgroundy enough. It says it's recording, but the numbers aren't going up. Does that mean anything?
They're time recording?
Yeah.
It's going up for me.
It's going up for me.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you're
as long as it's going up for somebody.
Maybe you're stuck in time. Wait, did you see the news that I can't remember her name. What's her name? The director of Selma is directing a Wrinkle in Time movie.
Oh, a new A Wrinkle in Time movie? Cool.
I hope I didn't get the names mixed up. I'm pretty sure it's the director of Selma.
That means nothing to me, but
Selma is really good. You're racist,
okay.
Ash.
But I'm a hermit is what I am.
I remember there was something unique about her. She was the only woman director nominated for an Oscar, or maybe the only black director nominated for an Oscar, or something like that. No, first black female director to be nominated for a Golden Globe Award. That's depressing. That it took until 2014 for that.
There are many things that it's first to do this, and I'm like, why? What?
Oh yeah, so it's also first black female director to be nominated, to have her film nominated for Best Picture in the Oscars. But is she the one that? I'm worried there was some other name that was attached to Wrinkle in Time, and I just got it confused. No. Yeah, she is working on that as director, which is cool.
And I solidly believe that Rika did nothing to help anything, because Rika is unimportant to the Takato Henry machine.
Their bromance cannot be penetrated by a woman. That sounded wrong on so many levels. I'm just kidding.
Oh man.
This may be our dirtiest episode.
I don't know why you went there, Jeffrey, but okay.
Yeah, you didn't need to. I would have let it pass.
I mean, I don't know if it's the dirtiest episode, but I think it has the highest count of me saying penetrated, so.
That may be true.
Although I did slip in the discussion of Lion the Witch and the Wardrobe without anyone giggling. So I said has line language wardrobe penetrated Japanese culture, and no one giggled.
Oh.
So
Well, now you
now you ruined it.
now you ruined it.
now it's like that line in Harry Potter where like Harry's like, oh, they're like just in class and it's like Harry ejaculated the answer, and I'm like, what? That's
that's a line. They used ejaculated in which one was it? Voyage of the Dawn Treader, and I was just thinking about it today. How like I never understood that wasn't a thing people actually used, at least in America, to mean shouted anymore. It had a much more specific thing, and my dad was like, no, that's not what that word means. And I was like, really? But it's in this book here.
Oh, so you thought it meant shouted, and then you had to be told that it meant something
Because
else.
that's what it meant in the book.
Right.
It said something like, some of the sailors ejaculated, and I was like, you know, seamen.
No.
Men of the sea.
No.
Men of the sea.
Moby Dick man.
This is officially our dirtiest podcast now.
Wait, Ash, did you see my paranoid rant in the Slack about the trainer at the gym who says hi to me whenever I come in?
Me? I don't read anything in the Slack anymore.
Well, so there's this trainer who, like, whenever I come in, he always says, hi, Jeff. And I'm like, I don't know you, but am I supposed to know you? Like, I mean, because like you badge in. So I'm like, is he just reading the terminal and like memorizing everyone's names and just being friendly to everyone who goes on a regular basis? Or does he know me? And I don't know. Maybe he's a listener to the podcast. I've been afraid to like complain about this on like Twitter or any social media because I'm like, what if...
Don't complain about
not
it.
Complain, just like, I've been afraid to speculate in any public way because I'm like, what if they know me through that public way? But then like, I don't know this person. Like, I mean, I don't know. I thought it was like, maybe they went to school with me, but then I tried looking through Facebook of like, you know, trying to find like friends.
Why don't you just like ask him?
See, that's the obvious thing, but that would be like the fear of what it would become. I guess in both, like, it's awkward both ways.
Just ask him his name. Don't ask like, who are you? Don't be like, do I know you from somewhere? Because that could be awkward. Because he could just know you from reading the scanner or whatever. But like,
definitely be like, do I know you? Who are you?
I should just be like, hi.
That's a terrible example to back you up. She liked Yukito when she was 10. She likes Shaoran when she's 11.
Oh, my bad, dog.
Right.
When I was 10, oh god.
Oh, who did you like when you were 10? Yeah, let's please do tell.
Did you like Ashley when you were 10?
No, I didn't meet her until we were 12.
Yeah, the opportunity.
I liked her when we were 12, briefly.
Oh my god, for real?
Briefly, like, it was a really brief crush. That like...
Oh, really?
Well, and then I guess it resurfaced like 6 years later. That's too many. No.
Was it after I slapped you in the face in the cafeteria?
No, so we met in 7th grade. I had a brief crush on you for a little bit, but then that passed. And then you slapped me in 9th grade, and then I think the crush started in 11th grade again.
Oh, well, that makes
Why did you slap him in the cafeteria?
Because I said that I thought the idea of having separate women's hockey league was like demeaning, and like in an ideal society there wouldn't need to be a separation, and like they would play on equal footing, and there wouldn't have to be like that. And
I don't think you got that part of the explanation before I slapped you.
Right, and I can, yeah.
Probably not.
I guess it may have come off as like women shouldn't play hockey, and you were just like...
I'm pretty sure that is the interpretation I had.
Yeah,
and then
like,
I slapped you.
You just say women. You just say women shouldn't play hockey, and Ashley just her eyes glow red, and she just turns into a feral beast and slaps you in the face. And
I slapped you pretty hard.
I mean, yeah, there was like blood and stuff.
I like cut his face.
Wow.
But it wasn't like a like, how dare you, like, you cannot show your face here again. It was like a playful thing that you didn't expect to actually draw blood.
I mean, that goes along with when I would playfully slap Asher and Jovian in college, and then you'd both be like, but that actually hurts. Like, why are you doing this?
I think you did that to Jovi more than you did it to me.
Well, Jovian's bigger. So I just assumed
that's probably it. Yeah. Also, I don't say as many dorky things to Jovian.
But Jovian would always be like, this actually hurts. Ashley, why are you doing this to me?
Yeah, what you would do to me is you would like touch me while we were standing in line at the cafeteria because you knew I didn't like people touching me.
Yep. And then one day you reciprocated, and I was like, well, now it's not fun. So
Yeah. Well, I would. There were times where I would just like not react, and you were like, "Oh, this isn't fun anymore," and then you would start doing it again a little while later. And like, yeah, one time I did it back.
And then it was just like, well, whatever, fine.
Yeah.
And now Ash doesn't care.
So I giggled when you mentioned who you liked at age 10 and Cardcaptor Sakura because...
Did you like Cardcaptor Sakura?
No.
Did you like Sakura?
Okay, it's worse than that.
Did you like Shara?
I can think of 3 crushes I had that age.
Were any of them fictional?
Were all of them
partially? Okay, so...
Oh, God.
So one of them was unrelated to CCS at all, just like was a person, someone that Ashley and I are still friends with now, so that's kind of awkward, but... and the second one was at the time Ashley's best friend, who also likes CCS.
Okay.
The third, oh God, was a person I only knew on the internet through a CCS message board.
Oh my God,
and,
Chef.
That's the partially fictional one.
This is more telling than my romantic history.
But like, when I look back on it, like it was really just, I don't think I knew anything about this person aside that I think she did use like the nickname Sakura, but like she was on the Digimon message board, the Digimon forum that I was on, and also this CCS one, I think.
So you were like, we're meant to be.
Oh man, I just had the weirdest moment where I was like, shoot, was that me? But then no, I wasn't using that until I was a little older.
Also, they said they were in Australia?
Oh, yeah, I never said that.
And there was this whole like thing.
Were they older?
No, they were young. They were a year younger, I think.
Oh my God.
I mean, maybe it was a year older. Maybe it was no. Maybe it was the same. There was something about like, okay, so the forum had a culture where like people would date, quote unquote, on the forum, and like,
sure.
Oh, that's a thing in like out more circles. Okay,
it's a thing anywhere.
It's just like I accept that.
Look, I've been on forums, man.
But I think I did like, quote unquote, ask her out in this forum context, and she was like, my parents aren't going to allow this. And
amazing.
Oh my God.
And it was really just like, I think I just wanted the concept of like, quote unquote, girlfriend must get. And
yeah.
Still trying to figure out who person number 1 is.
I mean, like, I don't know to what context it was like actually a crush. It was just like, girl there.
Girl.
It was never like I want to ask them out, like in any way. It was just like,
okay,
yeah.
It's like, yeah, I know what you mean, Jeff.
Yeah, I really can't describe it.
It's like you're expected to like someone, so you look around for someone to like. Something like that, yeah.
I'm trying to remember how did I crush on boys at this time? I think the problem was that most of my friends at that time were still dudes.
Mm-hmm.
And so it became awkward because then other girls started liking them, and then like there was the jealousy of like, you have stolen my best friend from me, how could you do this? Like, but I don't necessarily think that I was like, I want to be the romantic partner. It's just kind of like, hop off.
Yeah.
Because we must play Halo and you are a terrible person. That's basically. Didn't somebody ask if we were going to cover the Tamers movies? The answer is yes.
Oh, did someone ask that as a question?
I think on Facebook.
Oh, did I miss that? It may have been like after I last checked.
We always cover the movies.
I mean, is it complete without covering the maybe not canonical movies?
No, of course not.
Of course not. Cordell Stevens asked this question.
I'm trying to find the picture of my bar mitzvah that includes, I think it includes Ashley and every other girl I've ever had a crush on.
Wow. You people that don't move until you're older, you're so strange to me.
It's also
it's true. We're weird.
Like I frame my hair like that. It like sounds, but like it also is a picture of me like with a harem of girls, and like it's just like me and a bunch of girls.
It's just Jeff with girls.
That's amazing, especially when you just said you only knew like 2 girls.
So there is one girl I had a crush on at one point that is not in this picture. I'm going to put it in Slack, and I think, Ash, you can see it, because I think it'll, like, open it. And only 3 girls in this picture I didn't have a crush on ever.
Such a mess. We look the same.
I
do? We all look the same,
Do you
basically.
think I look the same? I was like, I look so much cuter.
Well, I mean, sure. We look the same, but cuter when we were that age.
I mean, you just look the same.
Wow.
You have different glasses.
I had different glasses. That's facts.
You do kind of look the same, Ashley.
Gosh darn it, you guys.
I'm sorry. I have the same problem. Jeff looks different.
There were comments on this from like 2009 being like, oh my god, it's so long ago. And Ashley's comment from 2009 says, why do I look exactly the same? So...
My comment in 2016, the exact same comment.
Also, one person commented saying, why am I the only one that looks different? Also, this phase that I'm finding from, when was this from? Where like we would change our pictures to match, like to be...
Oh yeah, that was so gross and adorable.
The last one was Ichigo. A sign of things to come. Because I am the one who's killing Bleach. I am murdering it.
Yeah. Little did we know.
Yeah.
What is going on in Bleach?
Like,
all I know is that, like the past 10 chapters have all been titled The End, like variations on The End.
Oh, I don't know about
and
that.
And it hasn't actually ended.
In the end.
See, but like the fandom has been actually really upset because it was announced a couple years ago. No, like it was like I don't think they saw it coming as ending, and they think it was like getting canceled really unceremoniously, even though it's like ending at a like it's like ending at the 15th anniversary in a way that like that wouldn't just happen randomly. Like it seems like it's been in like planned for a while, but they haven't like given it. It's not like it hasn't been on the covers of Shonen Jump and stuff. It hasn't been like gloriously advertised. It's just been like kind of like in a volume, been like the next one is going to be the last, and then people are just like, what? Right. So yeah. And it also like isn't ending in a way that wraps up everything. It's leaving lots of threads dangling, so people are like assuming that it's been canceled and stuff, which is not really the case, probably, but no one actually knows for sure. So
right.
Yeah.
Oh well.
And it's not like the most satisfying endings. I mean, there's one chapter that there's 2 chapters that haven't come out yet, and 1 chapter that I have not read. Like I've read the first chapter that hasn't come out. Although I guess it's Wednesday. So yeah, I guess it hasn't even come out for fan scanlators yet. It comes out tomorrow for scanlators. So I don't know, maybe the last chapter will make me be like, oh my god, everything's amazing. But yeah, it's just been like have you read any of the recent stuff?
Me?
Have you like heard anything about the recent stuff?
No.
Oh, because it's just like the recent arc has just had so many characters no one cares about and fights no one's cared about.
Yes.
So
but you know, the only thing I'll care about is if in the end Orihime and Ichigo get together, I will lose my mind.
What if Ichigo just stabs her in the end and then...
I will just be like, I have wasted 12 years of my life on this.
Does it look like it's leaning that way?
And it just hasn't been much of a focus, like romance in any way, but...
Well, maybe nothing will happen and it'll be fine.
I'd be fine with nothing.
Sometimes that's the only thing you can do.
The second to last chapter is like a 10 years later thing.
Oh, well then there's going to be a baby.
I don't like do they have ghost babies? Like they are like death, like they're dead, but they have like it never made sense.
It never made sense. Don't think about
like
it.
They grow and they have families.
He tried to make a world that made sense initially, and then he was just like, I don't care.
Bleach never made any sense.
Bleach set itself up to explore the things that seemingly did not make sense and then never explored them.
I just because I feel like people who like now really hate on it. They're like, oh, this is just bad. It has just been bad for a while, and it, like at one point it was kind of good, but like no, it's just been bad for a long time. And I'm like, I don't know. I give it more credit than most people, but I still get.
I will always love it for the good things.
Yeah. That's true. Should I just tell you to not read the ending if it's not going to be something you're going to...
No, because then I'll just know that it's not...
what is the biggest con? Like, it actually ends with Ichigo and Rukia getting together, and I'm like, Ashley, you can't read it.
Oh my god, that would be... I would break up with you.
You would break up like 40 years later when you find out and you like find the last volume, you're like, oh, what?
Mm-hmm. I would leave you.
Okay. We should go before Ash like crumbles to dust.
Ash is gonna murder us. Also, I have to pee. So let's go.
My computer's running a battery. We should eat.
That's the thing you should do. Yeah, eat some fruit.
We don't have fruit.
What?
Well, we have apples from like 3 weeks ago.
You should not eat those apples.
Yeah, don't eat those.
I once ate a rotten apple and it actually made me throw up.
Yes.
What was even... There was an apple I got when I was at Apple. At Apple, they would have like nothing, none of the food was free compared to like Google or Facebook where it's like everything's free, but it was like none of the food was free. The only thing that was free was apples. And they would have apples, yes, haha.
I get it. Ha 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 ha.
I think it's kind of like I don't know. Anyway, but one time I bit into an apple, and I'm trying to remember what this, like, I feel like I'm getting this cartoonish version mixed in my memory, but there was something in it. What was the thing that was in it? It scarred me, like I never trusted the apples there again.
Well, that's disgusting.
But was it a worm? I feel like it was a worm, but is that just like the stereotype of a worm in an apple?
No, they happen. It's a real thing.
I mean, that's why it's
But like, I'm trying to like, what would have, how would I have like? I don't think I bit through a worm, you know, like.
Maybe the worm left the apple, but its hole was still there.
Maybe that was it. Okay.
Is that really the word you want me to use there? Igneous?
Yeah.
Like the rock?
Yeah, it also means like fiery, and it showed up in my
Your thesaurus?
Yes.
All right. Are igneous... I can't believe you're making me say this.
Rare of fiery.
So the first definition above the geological one is pertaining to or having the nature of fire.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody uses that.
But it's alliteration.
Whatever, man.
All right. Our igneous Impmon artwork is by the awesome Vmon Tamer, whom you can find on Twitter and DeviantArt as Vmon Tamer.
I seriously debated. I was like, okay, I should say whom, but like it'll sound too pretentious if I say whom. So, okay.
You were worried about whom, but not igneous?
Yeah, because everyone likes alliteration, right?
No.
Digivolve your differences.
Digivolve your differences.
Okay, bye.
Devolve your differences.